my fellow humans, and welcome back to another Daily Dice, where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it allows me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary to do so below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatterlove Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I really do hope to see you there. If you're interested in becoming a member, there's a join button down below next to the subscribe button, where it used to be or still is. When you click on that, it'll show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I really do hope to see you there, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly am so blessed to be experiencing this journey with each and every one of you. And with that being said, let us go ahead and hop into our Daily Dice message today. So Source, what is today's Daily Dice message? What do you have for us? What would you like us to know? What is today's Daily Dice message, Source? What messages do you have for us today? Okay, so we've got the moon, Libra, in the 3rd house. Okay, we're dealing with our... Whoops. Come back, 3rd house. Okay. We're dealing with our childhood wounds and the balancing of that. Let's find out. This could also be, you all know, if you've been with me any amount of time, 3rd house can point to twin flames for myself. Okay, that is something that does come through here for me. But today we're looking at really healing those wounds of the past and working with our shadow selves and working with the subconscious that we have. So for those of you that feel like you are on a TF journey, this is saying that this is you healing the blocks in the journey, okay, within yourself. And understanding that it has to do with your internal balance. And for those of you not, it's still talking about healing blocks that are keeping you from manifesting that which you desire. And what is off kilter within you, and how you've been struggling when it comes to emotionally feeling like you're enough for what you're asking for here. There are like some deep, dark feelings about yourself of saying, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I don't deserve that, or I'm just going to fail, I'm just going to make a mess of it anyways, I'm just going to do XYZ. It's all like this very negative self-talk that we have within us, and everybody has it. So don't feel like you're alone on the journey or that there's something wrong with you. There's not. Like, this is something that everybody deals with. I myself deal with it. It's a practice for us to connect with the loving voice inside us that brings us that encouragement, especially when you've spent so much of your life getting certain ideals cemented into your belief system that weren't yours to carry. But we do see here, this is something that has affected your mind with the 3rd house, right? This is early childhood learning, communication, your thought processes, the way you see the world around you, but more importantly, the way you respond to what you see going on outside of you. Okay, and this is a lot of airy energy with Gemini and Libra energy. Then you put in the moon, the water energy, connecting with Cancer, right? And that's just very off kilter for the air energy. They don't really know how to embody that very watery energy. It's like you're trying to mix water and air is just going to blow water around until it dries up, right? Or make waves, make turbulence. Okay, so you think about it this way, there's been a lot of turbulent energy within, and wondering, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to heal this? But we do see here there's like a breakthrough coming, where you are soon coming into a space where you're going to be able to nurture yourself in a way that you hadn't done so before. Right? In a very loving way, stepping away from this very masculine energy of feeling very critical and overly protective of situations, but in a negative light, coming into a space of allowing positivity to flow freely and understanding. of what it is that you've gone through and where it is that you've come from. Okay, you do have a lot of charisma. You're a very friendly person. You're someone that reaches out to people, and people really do enjoy being around you. I do feel like sometimes, though, that you've been able to put on a very, very thick mask and hide the deepest feelings that you're going through, because it's been easier to show up and play the part than it has been to invite people in, to trust to invite people in. And so this is something that's going away. Like, you're going to be able to share yourself with others in a way that you had not been able to before. And through that, people are going to be able to connect with you even deeper, right? They're going to be like, oh, like, I really understand where you're coming from, or I've been through that too. Like, it's good to know I'm not alone. But it comes from nurturing yourself and letting go of those blocks of thinking that you're not worthy of having, whether that's a love connection, whether that's financial stability, whether that's the home you desired, the family desired, the love connection you desired. Okay? You're letting this go entirely here and coming into a space of true internal understanding. Let me get one of these animal oracles out here. I just want one, source. Okay, thank you. Loyalty on the bottom. Yeah. So having loyalty in your life feels like that's the one thing that you've wanted, is just someone who's got your back no matter what. And not someone who's got your back but then betrays you later on, you know. We do have moderation coming out here with rhinoceros. So everything in moderation. There's no need to rush this healing either, right? Take it as it comes, but don't force yourself into healing either, because that just makes you overly exhausted. That makes you feel like you're disconnected, okay? And it's easy to disassociate on this journey, especially with all this air energy that we have starting the dice reading. It's easy to disassociate when you're in the healing process. What we really want to do when we're healing, though, is to be connected to our emotions, because disassociation is what created the compartmentalization of those traumas in the first place. Okay, yeah, we want you to have what you want, the North Node. Understanding and knowing that you are worthy of creating the life that you desire. And it just takes time, patience, and practice. And look, we have house 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. And this is connected with the moon energy. So we do have this confirmation coming through that this is connected to your childhood wounds. You're healing a lot. And I feel like sometimes you may have a tendency to spend weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months and months and months, in shadow work and never giving yourself a break, like to breathe or journal about something else or to focus on something else. And Source is saying, like, it's okay to take a step from your shadow work and come into a place where you're really connecting with where you're at now. Because when we're always walking through our memories and feeling those traumas, we put ourselves in a fight or flight mode all the time. And yes, we're not experiencing those traumas now, but our mind doesn't know what's real and what isn't, right? The reticulating activating center is something that is really, it's interesting. It's basically saying, like, it doesn't know the difference between imagination, what's happening in reality, or even what you're feeding your brain. Like if you're watching videos, like your RAC, or it's the system. So it's either the RAC or the RAS. It's either the center or the system, but it's the reticulating activating center. And it doesn't know the difference between any of these things. And so that's why imagination is one of the most powerful things that we can have for manifesting our journey. Because if you're capable of seeing it with your third eye, seeing it in your mind's eye, your brain says, oh, this is a real thing. So I have to create external circumstances that bring me closer to this, which is why our emotional ego is something that we have to heal, right? Because our emotional ego has basically convinced our mind's eye that all these terrible things are true, and our soul is coming in to remind us that we have the power to see beyond that, and that those things don't need to control us. So it's when we're able to connect our third eye to our heart and understanding that our emotional ego can be our best friend or our worst enemy, right? It's this understanding, but we have to sometimes walk away from that because we're reliving the trauma consistently, and that puts us in that state of being stressed out internally, which stresses us out externally. And so this feels like Source is just saying to take a break here. Look, I didn't even know this was on the bottom. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Source. Oh, I was just holding the deck like this and talking to you because that's what I was doing, and I was looking off over there, over in that direction because the window's open. So when I talk, I often look out at the window because it's just I'm receiving messages, and so it's like instead of looking at the cards, I don't know why I do that. I actually just always look out the window. And then I turn this over and we have stress. So they're saying this is something that's been causing a lot of pressure, lack of sleep, a headache if you've been dealing with migraines lately. This is why. It's just an overabundance of shadow work. It's not that it's not good for you, but everything in moderation. Too much of one thing is a bad thing, right? There's a lot of anger and energy that's coming up that you're having to deal with. It's very unpleasant. We have offense and madness here. So yeah, it's like something that you're going through and you're having to feel those emotions, and those emotions tend to get really overwhelming in the process. And also I feel like this loneliness is coming through because it's like that disappointment of what it was that you went through in the past. It's just making itself known, and you're reliving that when you're dealing with the shadow work. So they're acknowledging that the shadow work is good, but we want to come into this place of really allowing yourself to experience something other than just the shadow work. We want you to indulge. We want you to have interactions. We want you to be with people who care about you. We want you to feel joy, right? Instead of this fury, and instead of loneliness. Isn't this interesting? We want collaboration. You've got backup, unity, and enhancement. We want you to experience people who are going to be in your corner for you. But isn't this weird? You're going from fury to indulgence, right? Fury to joy, and loneliness to collaboration, community energy. So these are complete opposite energies of each other, walking out of South Node energy, which is all our past, everything we've carried up to this point, to come into the North Node energy, which is what we're meant to have. Letting go of stress and coming into a space of eternal love for yourself, right? Knowing that you are worthy of all good things, and all good things are coming to you, seeing it with your mind's eye. So maybe for the next week or so, putting shadow work away and spending time instead on manifestation, right? Let's work on the liberation current now. Like, let's work on that manifestation. What we're talking about is like letting go and coming from the root chakra to the crown chakra is the liberation current. Now we need to come up into our third eye, into our higher chakras to dream a dream, okay? So this is what I see for you here. If you feel like this is your message, leave the little moon emoji down below in the comments section and say, I choose to liberate myself and dream a dream. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, well, I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.